Alright, Age of Sigmar intro game, I guess.
Yes.
So we've got the Blood Tide Khorne against the Stormcast Eternals. I like that name. Alright, cool. So, first things first, you have to decide on the realm that you're going to fight in. So I'll go through everything like these phases, but this is the very first thing.
Realms,
it doesn't really mean anything at this point in the game because no one has abilities or anything. So you meant to just decide on the realm. Say the realm of fire for that. There's no actual thing for it yet. It's just potentially there could be units that if you play in the realm of fire,
depending on.
So you roll off and then decide where you're fighting, sort of thing. So normally you'd set up terrain. We're not going to do that. We're just going to have a nice little as it is. So we'll go on to the setting up. So if we both roll nicely, we're going to do the. Yep, let's roll a 6. Cool. A 1. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a nice easy territory deployment. So there's 3 deployment territories. So you got Dawn of War effectively, Hammer and Anvil effectively, and Elves.
We're just going to go with the.
Yep. So just go. We'll do the normal 20. So it's basically a 24-inch territory, but you must set up your units 12 inches from the enemy territory. So in this case, it's a 12-inch deployment basically.
So you got the 24-inch no man's land.
Yeah. So it's like you have to alternate deploying units. So because you won, you can choose to either start deploying first or start deploying second.
Is he a character?
He's a character. Yep. So I'll tell you quickly for your army. So these are liberators. So they're unit. They're just like the hammers going to hit people. They're a bit more defensive. You've got your priest or Lord Relic Greater. He has abilities that are used in the hero phase, but we can go through those. And then you've got your.
Do the abilities you have, are they every turn or just like a once only thing?
So hero phase, every turn it's your initiative, you do a hero phase, so they can do it every turn.
I don't know if I'd seen that reading the rules in the White Dwarf that they've got the abilities. I didn't know if they was
they can do it
once only or every turn.
Yeah, they can do it every one of your hero phases. Some abilities have it in hero phases for both sides. So if you have an ability, I can have an ability I can use in your hero phase. Generally, from what I've seen so far, it's like unbinding magic spells. So some wizards can dispel spells that are on you. Other than that, I can't see much else. So, do you want to set up first or do you want me to set up first?
I'll set up first.
Cool. So pick one units and set up within 12, or 12 inches away from the enemy territory.
What's unit formation like for this? Is there any restriction on?
So as long as you're within an inch of each other, you're okay.
Characters, are they a separate unit?
They are separate. They're completely separate. They don't really interact with other units.
But can you deploy them with units or on their own?
They're on their own. They are the self-contained unit and everything. So I'll do my Court Warriors. Let's go with those guys. These guys, that's up here. So these are my Blood Warriors. So these are all about, as you can imagine with Khorne, getting in there and hitting people. So we'll do a quick run of units and everything in a second as well. It's your choice to pick unit.
What are you doing with the previous season system, or are you just...
If they're stunned...
So I'll deploy it.
Can't quite get within an inch where...
Just
the will do once they've moved off.
It's no worries. So this is my big blob of dudes. These are literally chaff though.
The cheap sacrificial unit.
Yep. So, there you go. So these guys, these are the only units actually you've commanded in this entire set. So they have a standard bearer, a hornblower, and a champion. Everyone has champions, but these are the only ones that have the standard bearer and the hornblower. So what they do is, if you have a standard unit, if you have one or more standards, so it doesn't matter, you can have like an entire unit of standards if you like, but you only get one benefit, which is a +1 to your bravery. So it means it's a little harder for them to run away or lose models. He gives them, as long as him or if you have one or more again, they have a hornblower, they get +1 to their royal charge. So if you have like 4 of them,
so they've still kept the use from the fantasy for something in the
still
no iOS stuff.
So that is my next unit. So you got your last guy.
My character.
That's that guy.
Oh yeah, one more.
You won't get much room, but we will give you something.
We'll plonk him.
Okay, cool.
There.
Cool. And then I'm gonna put my guy. Nice and simple there. So what I'll do before we get kicking off, like your turns and everything, I'm gonna run through the units and everything. So I'll go for your guys first. So the stat line is kind of simple. So every unit has this sort of black circle, which essentially gives you the basic stats.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they worked out wounds until I downloaded the battle scrolls for ogres. Notice you've got your wounds, your move, your save, bravery.
So every weapon has its own profile, like how far away it has to be able to attack, how many attacks you get. And then you roll, so to hit is what you need to hit anything. So in that guy's case, he's freeze to hit all the time, and he's freeze to wound. Your rend is what affects their save. So these guys have a 4-up save, so his rend of -1 means they go to 5.
5.
And then damage is how many wounds you inflict on the unit after you've done all your saves. So some units, like the Lord Castellan guy, does D3 damage with his hammer every time. So if he damages, so you roll to hit, you roll to wound, and then I make my saves. For every save I fail, he does D3
that's
wounds.
when you inflict there.
So how you do it is, say these guys took 3 wounds, you'll do 1 takes until his maximum amount of wounds. So these guys have got 2 wounds each. He'll then die, and then the last one will go on someone else. So if you have so it's to represent not necessarily just it hurting you when he hits you, but it's like it's powerful enough to go through people. So you could do like 3 damage here, and you'll kill 3 guys as it swings through. So big damage stuff is good.
So wounds are done on one model first before they're carried over.
And as the person taking the wounds, you choose where to go. So if you can keep your champions around, and keep your hornblowers and stuff around. As it represents people taking the stuff up and everything, or just getting lucky and getting people getting away. Then you have 8 great prosecutors. Everyone's basically has got different profiles and everything. You notice that the prosecutors have a missile weapon and a combat weapon. Just even though they're the same weapon, they use 2 different profiles. One when they're thrown in the shooting phase, and one when they actually hit you melee.
If you've got a shooting weapon, can you still charge in the charge
Yes.
phase even if you've shot?
Generally, it'll tell you if you can't. There's one specifically say they can. So generally, shooting is always allowed if you assault. Shooting is always allowed, then you can assault. Well, charge. You can shoot even whilst engaged. Either you target you're in combat with or someone else. So it's versus people are going to be firing off elsewhere. Or in these guys' case, their story is that they throw the hammers, they explode in lightning, and they summon more hammers. So you can imagine them in combat, like throwing, smashing people. Quite cool imagery. And it means that you never really get bogged down. So most units get benefits if there's people not within range when they get to shoot. So that's their benefit of not being in combat. And when they're in combat, they get worse. It's like, well, it's not going to end so well. You know what I mean? Especially for like an archer unit or whatever. And then obviously you got your priest guy who does hero stuff. So every unit has abilities listed at the bottom of the page, and then it tells you about the weapons and everything.
So Liberators have Lay Low the Tyrants and Sigmar shields.
Yep. So Lay Low the Tyrants is if you're attacking someone that has 5 or more wounds on their characteristics. So this guy has 5 wounds. Regardless how many wounds they got left, you get +1 to hit. So it's as long as they start with 5 or more, basically. So even if he's added to 1 wound, you still get the bonus.
Did notice with the monsters, reading because I downloaded the demons as well, that monsters actually get weaker the more wounds they take. Kind of makes sense.
It's a good thing the damage actually, because it's always a bit weird when you'd hit a monster for ages, it doesn't bother. It's like, I'll attack full capacity. Now you're hurting it, it's going, oh, I don't like this. Yeah, I'm not liking it. So everyone's got a basic profile. There's a lot of like rerolls and stuff and hero bits and everything. So if we just go on to the game and then we'll see how it goes. So because you set up first, you get to take initiative on the first turn.
Oh, you don't roll for it straight away on the first turn?
So whoever ends up finishing setting up first gets the initiative on the first turn. So the very first thing you do is hero phase. So if you look at your
Lord Relictor.
So he has 2 abilities he can do in the hero phase. So he can do one or the other because they specifically state in their own rules that you can't do both.
Can't do nothing really for
pretty
this
short
time.
range.
It's short
So-
range stuff.
He's very much a support later on. At the minute he doesn't really need to do much. So then you get to your movement phase. So everyone moves up to their move in inches. What you can do is select to run, in which case you roll d6, add your movement, and that's how far you go.
Is that up to, or do you have to move the full distance?
Up to.
Oh, you don't have to move the full distance.
That's as much as you can go. So
Start these guys, these look big and brutal.
the pre-measuring is allowed in this game as well. So if you want to check things before, for whatever reason.
So you gotta rearrange the delivery of the.
Can't quite get them in with the...
That's fine. As long, yeah.
So they haven't tried to deliver at all.
So sometimes it says like if you're within model to model distances when you measure. If we just do bases because it makes it easier.
I was asking Dustin about that earlier, whether it was you measure model to model or base to base with us. And Dustin was saying it's model to model.
Yeah, but I think it's as long as you agree beforehand like what you want to do.
I suppose it just stops some people sticking stuff on big bases to get the advantage.
Yeah. Like with these guys, because they're crazy wings, you have to be a bit careful about getting them like next to each other. And then you want to move these guys?
I thought it was just one unit at a
So
time.
you do all your movement, all your shooting, and then all your assaulting, and then it's alternate in combat, and then it gets back to me.
So,
It's similar to Lord of the Rings, but not quite so.
Liberators.
So do they want to run, or do they want to just go
When do you do
normal?
the run?
No, wait before you move them. So if you run, you can't shoot or charge.
They've got no... Well, they're only speed 5.
So because in this one, you move and then you charge. So it's like very much like 40k in that regard.
So we'll run them because they're only slow.
Okay.
There goes the one.
Sorry, you want that now? You want that now? You don't
Yeah.
want it.
So you just add that to their movement.
Yep. And that's how far the move is done, or up to that far.
A mighty 6-inch. And then this guy will run.
Not much luck with this running.
He's only speed 4, I believe.
Yeah, that heavy armour. He's wearing the same sort of armour as the Retributors.
So, your movement then.
Oh, you're shooting.
Oh, shooting.
So it's all your movement, your shooting, and your combat. Oh, you're charging, and then it's combat.
So,
What it is. See, range 18 guys.
they're all in.
Cool. So if you want to go to your page, should tell you all about.
So, Celestial Hammers, range 18, attacks 2, so that's 2 each.
Yep. And the Ancestral Hammers, both in combat and for shooting, have a rule which says they reroll 1s to hit underneath their abilities. So it makes them pretty effective.
It's not bad. So, 4 step up,
Yep. They reroll on the 1s.
and there's all those 1s again.
Ah. Well, still pretty good.
And
then
then
what do you
to
do?
wound 4+,
Cool. So
and damage 1.
force a wound. So 1 wound.
1.
So
But no reroll abilities for wounding,
you got no rend, so it's just straight up save.
and it's just -1.
Damage is how many wounds you inflict.
Oh, damage.
The rend is how you
the
affect
rend
the-
is there.
So a few things do rend, but generally things saves in the game are around the 4. 3 is like the best I've seen so far. So yeah, it's not too bad. So on a 4 up, you take 4 up is okay. Is okay.
He's fine.
Cool. Then it's your assault. So you have to be within 12 to make an assault, unless you're these guys, who can be within 18. And they roll 3d6 for charging, rather than the normal 2d6.
So we might as well get on with the assault to see how that works.
Cool. So you need a... How far away are you? You are...
13.
Yeah, 13 get you.
Not quite.
Close. Thought about it. So, unfortunately, so then pass on to me. So the very first thing I have to do is hero phase. So he has a hero ability. Whilst within 12 you can choose. They get +3 to their charge and their run, and they get reroll further 1's wounds of 1's to wound until my next hero phase. It's pretty good. So he's going to give it to the Corn Blood
To
Warriors.
the big guys.
So you can get moving. And then it goes on to move. So these guys move. They've got a movement of 5. So they're not that quick. But they are wearing pretty hefty armour after all. So, he's going to actually run. So he's going to try and move up. So he's going to speed of 5. So you can go to 6. These guys have a speed of 6. They're going to run. So they get +1 because they got a horn blower. So it's D6 +1 and then +6. So they can go up to 12 in total. Because 6 base, 5 +1. So they can go pretty far. So just going to move up here. Get them into the fight.
Do you guys put any sort of shooting out?
Unfortunately not. Typical Khorne warriors, you know.
Is there anything in the starter set that actually shoots?
For Khorne,
Yeah.
this guy, the big Gorgolith, has a range 6 gunshot, which is so because you can do it in combat. It gets really useful for getting him in there. So you can just start whipping people with his bone tentacles. But other than that, the Khorne forces are all about to smash people in the face.
Khorne.
Yeah. Between the two armies, there's very little shooting. Like the only shooting in the Storm Cast Eternals is them guys and his Storm Breath.
Oh, the Beaster.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So he picks an area within 12 of him, and all enemy and friendly units within 2 inches of that area. So like you put a dice down on a 4+ of the D3 mortal wounds. So he just spits out. So 50-50 chance of where you actually do anything. If you're not careful, it will hit your own guys. So you gotta be a little careful. So I've got no shooting. So I go on to charges. So these guys are going to try and charge your Retributors.
Which is why I wanted to charge you instead of you charging me.
It's looking at 9 basically. So 2-6, and they get +3 thanks to them being whipped. So they need 6 on the dice. But there you go. Plenty. So in they go. So charging doesn't really give you any benefits. It just gives you, because obviously it's your turn when you charge, you get the initiative. So these guys can go up to 14, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
So there is no, I have higher initiative, I go first anymore. It's just whoever charges first.
But it's not necessarily charging either. So how this works is, because I have initiative, I choose one of my units that makes its piling move, and its full attacks. And then, if any other combat's going on, you get to choose either then to fight back or another combat. So we alternate who attacks where. You don't attack at the same time. But I could be like, oh, so say these guys were fighting here. I could go, okay, I'm going to attack here, and we resolve this one. My guys attack your guys, and that's pretty much the end of it. Obviously, if you got any guys off stuff, then you could be like, okay, I'm going to attack these guys here. So before these guys even get to swing, you get to hit. So it's a bit, because you got to alternate, you got to be a bit careful about when you want to activate people. So obviously, with the only combat here, we'll go for these guys. So the first thing you do is pile in 3 inches. So
to make sure everyone gets in.
Yep. So yeah, can have a fight. So each one of them gets 2 attacks apiece. So I've got 4 normal dudes, and then my champion gives me 3 attacks. So these guys need 3s to hit. They're all easier to hit people with, but they do need 4s to wound. So it's like they hit easier, but they don't wound as hard. So 3s to hit. They get no rerolls to hit. That's pretty bad. They need 4s to wound.
Any minus to the?
They have no rend, so just 1 simple wound, which you get a 4 save again.
And these all have 2 wounds each.
Yep.
Passed.
So you're fine. Cool. So then you can choose anywhere.
Well, you've only got the 1, so
you get to move in 3 inches. Bring everyone in.
So they're all in.
Yep.
So they get 2 attacks each.
And your leader gets 3.
Yeah, there's a champion in there.
Yep. It's underneath there's a description. It tells you their unit rules and everything. I think it's called a prosecutor crime or something like that.
Yeah, Prosecutor Prime makes 3 melee attacks rather than the 2.
Cool. So these guys are better in combat than they are shooting. So they can swing those hammers a little bit when up close.
And they get to 1 miss, but they get to reroll the 1s.
Yep. There you
So
go.
they all hit, and these need 4 to wound.
3 swing, isn't it? For the in combat?
Oh yeah, in combat, yeah. Looking at the wrong one.
No.
3.
3, cool. So with no rend, they get a normal save of 4+. So they get No.
I
So
said no.
you have to go fully through. So one will be allocated 2 wounds, so he dies. He has a special rule, we'll come back to that in a second. And then 1 other wound has to be allocated somewhere else, so we'll give it here. So he's taking a wound. So these guys have a rule called no respite. So when they're killed in combat, they immediately get to make a pile in and another attack. Or if they haven't gone, they get another attack. If they have gone, yeah. They get to make their attacks. So he's going to swing before he gets removed. So he gets 2 attacks. He's normal dude. Adding in freeze. No. Too busy being dead.
Hit that hard.
Cool. So then we get on to, after all that, that's all the combats, then we get to Battle Shock. So Battle Shock is every unit that's suffered casualties, you roll dice, add you get off to it one at a time. You roll dice, add the number of casualties they've suffered, and then compare it to their bravery. For how many points you're above by, with the dice and the add together, you remove a model. As someone decides to flee, or they might have been taken down, but no one noticed yet. So I roll d6, add 1, because these guys have lost a member, and see what I get. So 7, so I compare against their bravery. If you want to go to the Blood Warriors, which are this way.
I'm assuming they're calm, they don't care.
Oh, apparently.
Blood Warriors, bravery 6.
Cool. So I roll 6, I add +1, so it gives me 7. So one guy completely cuts the field. So I'm going to remove this guy who's lost his wound. Cool. So he just leaves, or he succumbs to bloodlust, or he just dies or something. So he just literally goes off the battle.
There's still some sort of combat res for bonuses for winning.
Because if imagine, say, against this unit, if you did 12 wounds, it's 12 plus d6, and then so the more casualties you can inflict on the unit across the entire turn,
the more devastating it's going to be for their morale. Or
they decide they're not bothered anymore. They've lost their friends. They've quit the fight.
They've been broken.
Yep. Cool. So that's turnover. So now we go to initiative phase.
So this is where we roll off.
Yep. A d6 each, and see who goes first.
5.
So you get to go first. So very first thing you do is your hero phase. So if you go to your Lord Relic here.
Guy with a big hammer and banner.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's like an undead guy, effectively. So he has the 2 abilities. No one's wounded, so you don't have to really worry about heal storm, getting storm. So you do have lightning storm. The lightning storm can be called down into combats.
Can it?
Yeah. He's that good.
So I was in so we'll try.
Cool. So on a 3+, you do some damage.
No.
Close. You thought about it. He's at this empty spot just here. It's a really powerful ability, because not only do you do D3 mortal wounds, which you're going anything against, but unless you got like some chaos stuff.
Do you still get your saves against mortal wounds?
No, go straight through. But there's like chaos rune shields, for example, for normal chaos warriors. On a 5 or a 6, ignore mortal wounds. So they've got a save there. So it's a bit like a ward save essentially. But very few things stop mortal wounds. And the Phoenix Guard for the high elves are really good for it, because they on a 4, so they've got 1 wound each, but they have a 4-up save, and then every wound they suffer on a 4-up they ignore, including mortal wounds.
So the only ones I've
tough.
looked at and downloaded was the ogre, because that's my main armour, and then had a quick look at the demons.
Hey, demons are pretty cool.
I was hoping Bellicor might be in there, because I've got a few.
He's in the Warriors of Chaos. But you can still use him in the same army, because it's all chaos faction.
I never thought of that. So he is about.
Yep.
No,
Batrep, everyone is down there.
That's cool, because they were previously data slates before, so the fact that they're in there.
It's pretty cool.
So it's your movement.
Yeah.
So we're going to move these guys, because they're going to attempt to charge. I believe they are 5.
So you don't have to worry about terrain, you just walk through. That's fine.
Have they done anything for terrain?
Normally you would roll to see what the sort of terrain it is, and then they have special effects. Like one's like inspiring, which gives you +1 to your courage. One's like damned, where you can sacrifice people to do damage, get extra spells and stuff. Or actually, potential to do your spells.
So that's movement done for that
No,
guy. And then I've got him.
So one thing, when you move, you can't go within 3 inches of the enemy unit, and if you start within 3 inches of the enemy unit, you have 2 choices. So you remain, so that in the fight phase you attack everyone, because when you
don't think I'm within 3.
No, you're fine there. So these guys, for example, because they're within 3, they can either decide to remain, in which case they get to fight in the assault anyway. If you don't count as being engaged, there is no
locked in combat now.
So you can pretty much, this rule stops you just moving away and everything. So whilst if you're normal movement, you either remain and then fight your paladin if 3 inches intact, or you retreat. So you can move away, but you can't shoot or assault, as you literally just your entire purpose of that turn is to get the hell out of there.
So you can use cheap units as sausages if you want.
Yeah. Or if a
Throw them out there, get them charged, and then they retreat for something else to go in.
If a unit really needs to get the hell out because it's just not going to do anything, you just leave. So it's kind of cool. It means you lose that turn effectively, but you can stay
they're
alive.
not locked. There's no locked in combat. So that's all my movement done.
Cool. So then we get to shooting. So your guys with the hammers can still throw their hammers.
So you may as well throw them into combat.
Sure. Cool. So
3 guys, so we get 6 hammers each. 6.
So these guys need 4s because they're not as good in throwing when they're in combat.
2s to hit, but I get that reroll of 1.
Yep.
Still doesn't hit. And then 4 plus the wound.
Yep.
Nothing!
Unfortunately.
So then it's the charges.
Yep, so declare where you want to charge with the guys.
He's well out. So, well, do with them. Can you charge?
There's
Multiple stuff can charge 1 unit, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do them on them. So
There's
1
no
dice.
reaction on it. There's 2 dice, 2d6.
Right.
That's how far you go. Like 40k essentially. Unfortunately.
Not.
You only have to get within 0.5 of an enemy to 5.5 inches of an enemy to attack them. So if you're in 4.5, you get to get in.
I can't tell because are they within? No, that's the 5 there, and they're still not in.
I tried.
I don't know whether he will charge into the attempt to charge into that unit and give them a hand.
There you go. Plan it.
He's definitely in.
He's got smash face. Because he's actually pretty good at it. He's got rend. He does freeze to hit and freeze to wound. He's just.
He gets 4 attacks as well.
Yeah, he's what a hero should be. You know what I mean? Like, so you've got a shift, so you can choose which unit attacks first.
So I will go with those guys.
The angels.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's all the angels attacks, and then then I get a unit to choose to activate, and then
yeah,
you obviously go priest. That's that. Rerolling, good thing.
Really good thing. I keep rolling a lot of 1s. So 5 hits.
Cool. 3 wounds.
3 wounds again.
So 4 up save. Now these guys have a rule, which whenever they roll a 6 to save, they immediately inflict a mortal wound on the unit, enemy unit within 1. So in this case, it'll be with the fighting units. So I need a 4 up.
No,
Not doing so well, are they? So
I'm scared of those big wounds.
1 completely dies, so he'll get to make his attacks for 3 goes at least. And then I'll take my non-champion guy to take a wound. So take him off. What we'll do is attacks. So he will attack the angels.
Yeah.
So 2 hits, which neither wound. And then I get to activate a unit because you have to roll. So I'm going to have both of them attack the angels, or the retributors, prosecutors. That's one. So I need freeze to hit. Not too bad, not too bad. And then force to wound. 2 wounds. Alright, you do this. So you got 4 up saves, I believe it is? On the prosecutors.
Oh, yeah, prosecutors, I've just moved them. To wound, to hit.
It'll be in the back.
Ah, yeah, I'm looking on the main stats, it's in that.
It's another like dial thing, yeah. So 1 takes a wound.
1 takes a wound.
So you can allocate it wherever you like. So generally it's best to put on all
Which
of them.
one's the...
He's your champion.
I'll stick it on the non-champion guy.
Go! It becomes 0 attacks.
So,
Well, go next unit, obviously, which is...
my big guy.
Yep.
Does he get any bonuses? Just 4 attacks. 3 hits because he doesn't get the rerolls.
Unfortunately.
2 wounds.
Cool. And then,
He's rend.
yep, so you have a round of 1. So I need 5 up saves rather than 4 ups. So, that guy will die. However, he does do a mortal wound. So he's going to inflict it on your Renegade. He just straight up takes a wound. The idea is that they got they go off just bucklers, so as you come in, they like stab you in the side or whatever.
Or just lashing out as they're dying.
Like, nah. So now he does die, so now he gets his no respite attacks. So he's going to attack. He's actually going to attack the guy that killed him. So he needs 3
Screaming revenge. He hits.
His corn fuels him. He does 1 wound to you. He's got no Ren though, so you get your normal save.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Hello.
Combo wants to take him with him. Cool. And then that's onto the Batrep phase. So he's lost 2 of his combadgers. 3.
3, yeah.
3 this time. So he rolls D6, adds 3, and then -6. And see if he's around. No. He won't truly leaves. So he just quits the field. He's either
Can my guys take it even though because, or is it?
It's only models slain. So if wounds, they're not allowed by. You can imagine like they see the friends
So
battered, but they still
potentially
keep going.
Both you and your opponent could use a unit each combat phase.
So Batrep's done right at the end of the turn, so after everyone's swung and everything. Cool. So that'll be my turn.
Your turn, yeah.
So the first thing's hero phase. He's gonna whip the Blood Reavers, get them into combat. So these guys will move. So you gotta stay away 3 inches out, so they're just gonna move to basically within 3 inches. So they commit there.
So you can potentially fail a charge.
Yep. On double 1 you basically always fail. Although there's no rule saying that you do, it's just because you have to be 3 inches away. So these guys get +1 from their Hornblower though, so they're pretty much destined to get into combat, essentially. Just obviously how far they go. And then his movement. He is, I think he's 3/6. Can you just double check for a minute? He is the Bloodstoker. Just the 1 page. There you go.
Move 6.
Cool. So he's going to come get your Relegator guy. Cool. So I've got the shoe onto charges. So let's go with this guy into here first.
Yeah.
So how far does he go?
He wants it.
He's got fire. So you got there. And then here, into here. So they're at 2/6 +1 because they've got the Hornblower. And then his whip gives them another +3. So they're essentially +4 to +2. So
Yeah, definitely in that.
So they're going to come charging in. So they come try and do some sort of damage before they get battered in the face. So he's up there, but he's not going to stay. These guys will move around, so not everyone's going to get their attacks. You have to be within an inch to attack. Because their melee range of their weapons is an inch.
Anything got bigger range than an inch that you've seen?
He has 3-inch whip, so you can swing his whip at someone else as well. I think it's about the biggest I've seen, about 3 inches. Phrasing, you know. But cool. Right. So I have initiative, so I get to choose where I want to go.
Yeah.
So because these guys are most likely going to get decimated by your attack back, I'm going to try and get their full attack now.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is I pile everyone 3 inches in. So he's going to move around.
So you can get a few more guys in.
Yeah. If I potentially can. So he's basically
What the Marauders like in combat?
still not too bad. They're what you kind of expect, if you feel me. So basically, that's about as maximum getting everyone else in there. So each one gets 1 attack. The chieftain's over here, so he doesn't get to participate. So he doesn't give his extra attack. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 attacks. So these guys need force to hit because they're pretty mediocre. They're what you expect from a raging horde of marauders. You know, not very disciplined.
Do they the Blood Reavers?
Yep. They do get to reroll 1s to hit, however, as they've got horrible knives and horrible like daggers and everything and axes. Whatever, crazy stuff they've got.
A lot of crude implements.
Yeah. So force rerolling 1s.
That's a good job because you got a couple.
Convert it 1, so that's okay. So that's not too bad actually.
Quite good, yeah.
And then they need force to wound, but thanks to his whip they get to reroll 1s. Not too bad. Ooh, that's pretty good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. I have no rend, they're just box standard attacks. So there's you guys.
Save 4+. And I get to re-roll ones.
Yep, the shields help you
This
out.
is where I roll all twos.
Close away. Oh, only 2 twos. So you have to take wounds on the model until it's completely destroyed. So
the wounds 2.
yep. So one. Here's your leader. So I'll take someone else.
So we'll remove that guy.
Cool. And so then it'll be your choice of who you want to activate next.
I shall activate these guys.
Cool. So anyone that's within 3 just moves 3. So because they're already essentially engaged. As they come fly. These guys have got flight, so they're called fly. So they ignore other models when moving, so they can even fly over any models. They're just too high in the air for anyone to
reach and grab.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
All hit.
Fair enough.
Oh, we missed the shooting phase, oh well.
Oh, because it was my turn.
Ah,
so
yeah.
I didn't have an issue.
That's not bad. 3 to 1, 2, 4, 5 save.
Cool. I first want to double check my station. There he is.
Save 4+.
Cool. So on 4 ups is okay. Anything else just takes a wound. So he's going to take 2 wounds. So I think he has 5. So he's down to
Yeah, he's got 5.
cool. So he's down to 3. So now my turn to activate someone. So I'm going to activate him. So he's going to, because he has 2 attacks, 2 weapons profiles, he gets to attack with each, and he gets to choose targets for each one. So he's going to have his dagger sword thing against your hero. So he needs 3 ups to hit with that one. So 2 hits, and he needs 3s to wound because this is his better weapon. No, completely fails. So said that. I think it was his better weapon. So he'll swing with his whip at the angels this time. So he needs 3 to hit with that one. He needs 4s to wound. 1 wound, so 1 normal save because there's no rend. Ouch! I think that's another wound.
That's another wound, so that's 1.
Yep, he has to take his last damage. Gone. And then it's your turn to activate someone.
So, my Lord Relictor.
Yep.
He's going for your guy.
Cool.
3 hits.
Not too bad.
2 wounds.
Cool. So with your rend of 1, I've only got 5 to save. See if he's okay. Takes 2 wounds. I'm doing so well. So that leaves your liberators to go.
Yes. Forgot about those guys.
As they come swinging. Wow. Those hammers.
So they get 2 attacks each. Well, not bad against something big and nasty.
Yeah, like these guys essentially. Heroes and monsters. You can have a unit of Gruffgar things.
These slightly harder to hit, but when they hit a lot harder.
Especially for line troops.
Yeah. Is that what they are for the Sigmar armour?
They're like their base guys. It's pretty good. They're like Chaos Warriors equivalent.
3 hits.
They're not paying average attention this time.
2 wounds.
Cool. These guys have a save of dash. They are literally just guys. So I'm just going to kill off 2 guys. I remember over here for my casualty pile. Cool.
And then we go to
The
battle shop.
Yep. So if I do my guys here, so I lost 2 guys. So I'm at D6 plus 2, and my bravery is 5 base, plus 1 for the balance 6, and because there's more than 10 for every 10 or more guys, you get another bravery. So my bravery is essentially 7. So on D6 plus 2 minus 7. So 1 guy died. The total is 8. And my bravery 7.
And my bravery 6.
Cool. So you lost 1 guy.
Oh,
so.
double say
Oh, you want to do that?
yeah.
Cool.
So it's 1d6.
Yep. Add 1 because of the casualty suffered. You only suffer 1 guy, and then so you get. Yeah, you're fine. So the difference is minuses. So unfortunately, it doesn't bring anyone back, but It doesn't mean anyone
And there,
disappears.
bravery 6 as well. They lost one guy.
Yep. They're fine. So generally, you have to fix a lot of casualties to force a lot of leaving. It's just every now and then you get unlucky in the battles in the field. So it's initiative.
Yeah. A 5. Get the initiative again. So we have no charges.
So the very first thing you do
Oh
is
yes,
hero
hero
face.
phase. So
You go put out some lightning.
or I can heal.
Yeah. So the lightning is pretty good as well because it gives you a -1 to hit for the turn. But the lightning can the healing storm can heal himself.
So I attempt to heal himself.
Cool.
So
nice.
3+.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
gets it. So it's D3. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter. He's back
It
to.
only took him one, so now he's in no danger. He's like, yep, it's fine. You go. Cool.
So
Casualties.
let's go for. Look at my big guy, my hero.
But
on
you're
your-
shooting first.
Oh yes. So they will do
Remember that you can shoot
Yeah.
twice.
in combat. So they will shoot at him.
So cool.
Oh, I can shoot them, can't I?
Because what you could do, if you shoot him and kill him now, you can charge them.
Oh, can you?
There's no restrictions on if you shoot someone, you have to
So-
charge him. 'Cause it keeps the combat's gets fluid for it. You already won. There you go.
One set.
They wanna kill him. Whoa, okay.
3 6s. They really want to kill him.
4 up save. Ah, he dies. Corn cares not from where the blood flows. So, cool. So now I'm charging.
So obviously, everything's going to charge out.
Yep.
So we'll go with the angel first. The
So
guy
they
with the
roll
wings.
3d6 because they're
Will they get there this
Yeah.
turn?
yeah. There you go.
They're in.
I think yesterday against Kurt, I need like a 12 to get in, and they rolled like a 15 or 16. It's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, Miles, you know. And it's when you roll like 16s or 17s when you need like a 4. It's like, yeah.
Kind of stuck.
No. And then your Lord Relegator? Relegator? How do you say his name? Yeah, he's playing in. He's like, comes over, do Sigmar's work.
Yep, smash his feature.
Cool. So you get to choose which unit goes first.
I will go with these guys.
Cool.
3, 4, 6, 8. Fours.
About average.
Whether they can wound.
Did you roll an extra attack for this guy?
No. Thank you for reminding me.
No.
He hits.
He's like, wait. Punks a guy in the head. That's pretty good. That's
That's 4.
4 immediately dead. 4. So I've only got one unit to activate. So
Yeah.
So these guys are going to come fight the angels.
So they can all
Yeah.
attack different things.
He'll go fight an angel. That's actually all I can move. Because otherwise he's trying to engage each other. Oh, he's already engaging since they were put moving. So let's make some attacks. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this unit. Oh, he'll have to move, I guess. So that guy died, unfortunately. So we'll have 2 on him. And then these guys will. So 8 attacks on the Liberator. We're on 1 stick. That's good. Oh. Then you need 4 to wound with no rerolls.
That's not bad, Jack.
Alright, I'll take it.
How many is that in total? 4?
4, yeah.
So 4 pluses.
You rolling of any ones?
Nope, that was a 2. So one takes a wound.
Cool.
Then I will go.
Oh, sorry, I've got my other attacks first.
Oh, yeah.
So, 4 attacks here.
I'll run random back in a minute.
Cool, there is. So 4 attacks against your angels. So these guys need 4s and then 4s again. Everyone wants to hit. Nope. So, about average. 1 wound. That's physically average all the way, guys. Only 1 way.
Oh,
That's
Just wound one.
I'm going to do. Cool. And then I've got 2 against your Renegade, and then that'll be all my attacks. But, nope. I don't bother. They're like, no, it's okay.
So we'll go with the Angels. They get 5 attacks.
Cool.
Rerolling 1s.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was still a 1. And then
Fair enough.
3s.
He's like, done enough.
That's 3.
3 casualties. So good. 3 guys off.
And then 4 attacks from my big guy.
He was only half paying attention. Should be dodging.
It's 2 wounds.
Cool. Just 2 kills.
Let's kill you guys.
Yeah. Right, so the break phase. You obviously didn't lose anyone. You took some wins, but
Lost a lot.
no actual casualties. So I've lost 4, 8, 9. So my bravery is 5 base, 6 because the banner, and then I've not got 10 men, so I've only got 6. So I'm already losing 3 guys, plus whatever this dice roll is. So 8 guys quit the field. Do I even have 8 guys? So
3, 6, just. You have 8 guys there, I think.
yeah, exactly. So they literally, even though it's a favoured number of corn, they decide, nope.
Too much for them.
Field. The Sigmar do their job. Cool.
Cheers, Jack.
No worries.
It's definitely a different beast of a game.
Yeah. It's its own. I think it's good to figure it as it is its own individual game.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a different beast, completely different game.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I was expecting from reading the rules and looking at the battle scrolls.
I think it's playing it.
You need,
You have to
need,
play it as well.
you need. Looking at the rules, I was disappointed, thinking it's not for me. Playing it, it's actually a different beast of a game. I think it needs a few more with other stuff, but
Yeah. It's quite a fast.
it's fast.
Flowing,
It's not as simple
yeah.
as I thought it would be, which is
Yeah.
surprising.